Well, I just finished a full web development course. PostgreSQL, Express, Node, React, TypeScript, and honestly, I realized I've never actually built something real myself. So I've decided to change that. Starting today, I'm building a full stack project from scratch, completely alone. No hand holding, no tutorials, just me looking for in the docs, just googling things around, using AI only to understand the errors, to understand the concepts, but not to copy the code that I don't understand and use it in the project. So, and I'm going to document everything as I go, every week, every mistakes, every confusions, all of it. So this is week 1. For the quick intro, my name is Kasum Thabamagar and I'm studying BCA and I'm in my 5th semester, and I have spent my last few months on learning the full stack, the theory, the concepts and the syntax. And but I realized something is that knowing things and building things are very different. So this is me building now. I'm going to post every week as I go now. No filters, no pretending I know everything, just the real process. And you may be thinking, what am I building? And I'm calling it grit. The idea is simple. Developers finish their projects and they have no way to get the real honest feedback. You post on Twitter and people say nice project, and I guess that is not real feedback. Grit is a platform where you post your project and other developers give you structured feedback. They rate your code quality, your UI, your idea, your documentations, all on a scale of 1 to 5. And also they have to write real comment, not just rating. Over time, you build a reputation score based on the feedback you receive and the feedback you give. So the more active you are in the community, the higher your credibility score grows. Now, think of it as GitHub meets code review culture, a place where your work actually gets judged and the judgment helps you improve actually. Now, for the stack, I'm using everything I learned in my course. PostgreSQL for the database, Express and Node.js for the backend API, React with TypeScript for the front end, and Prisma as the ORM to connect everything. I chose this stack because it is exactly what most companies use nowadays, and I want to understand it deeply and not just copy paste it. So there is no shortcuts and it's just raw learning. So this week 1, I did not write much code, and that was intentional. First thing I did was design my database. Every table, every relationships, every column, even before opening my code editor. So I will show you what I've done, how I design things. For designing the database architecture, I use this db.I diagram, and it is quite easier than writing on paper or drawing on a paper or using some drawing tools, as we can define our database structure by using these dbml codes. You can write your dbml codes over here, write the table, user tables, project tables, like these things, and define the references or relationships over here, and it will automatically give you the database design over here. And it is quite easier to create a database designs. It gives you these tables and shows the relationships among the tables, like it is many to one, one to many, those relationships. Yeah, and drawing this or creating this database design is quite important, as when I went to this my project and started designing my schemas or writing my schemas, it became quite easier. It's just like copy pasting those things over here, just converting those design architectures. Like I created this schema, it is quite easier. And one thing I found a bit difficult, took my few time, is comments can reply to themselves, and it creates a tree structure. And then I learned about the self-referencing table. So this thing took a quite a time, but eventually I got the gist of it. And that was something new I learned. And then for the access tokens, also one thing I learned was creating utilities for like ASIC handlers. So the problem I was facing that I was repeatedly writing the same try-catch block. So I replaced it with this wrapper. It helped me a lot. And for the API error handling, I made this API custom API errors class, and it helped me a lot too. And a custom API response, and for these are for the token generations for this access tokens, and this is for the refresh tokens. Other things are similar. So also that thing, that wrapping thing I call, and the wrapping thing I told, this is the thing. I grab those controllers with these async handlers. So in the controllers I do not have to write these try catch blocks, automatically handled by the wrapper. My postman, let's see if it is working or not. I know it worked on my side, so I need to show you too. Why is it not opening? For the sign in, let's give new thing. Does it won't work? The same thing. Oh, sorry. I need to open the set the Docker. Yeah, database started. Now user signed up successfully, and while signing in I need to use the same thing, so I need email password, and for that I use this. When I sign in, we signed in successfully. We get the access tokens, and you may think, where is the refresh tokens? And it is sent through cookies. So here is the refresh token, and if you try to get yourself for authorization, you can use this, and then put this token over here. Yeah, so I'm authorized. If your access token expires, we can hit the refresh endpoint to get the refresh tokens, and do not need anything over here as cookies are automatically stored here. You can just send the refresh token and you get a new access token. Just copy. This is the new one. When we log out, we need to use the new one. So now if I want to log out, I need to authorize myself again, and then send. I am logged out. And the magic thing, you may know, how am I logged out? Now you go, there is no refresh token, so now you are not authorized. You won't be logged in again. That's it for today. At the end, the one thing that really clicked for me this week was understanding why database design comes first. I always thought you just start coding and figure it out later, but when I sat down and drew every table, every relationships first, it made everything else clearer. I could say exactly what API endpoints I needed before writing a single route. The database is not just a storage, it is the architecture of the whole app. On the upcoming week, I'm going to build backend APIs, all the endpoints for the projects, reviews, and comments. And by the end of the next week, some part of the server side course of the quiz should be completed, and I will show you what I built, what broke, what I had to Google 15 times before understanding it. And if you are on a similar journey, learning to code, trying to build things, then follow along. We are going to figure this out together. See you next week.